So that actually brings me to what'll be the final portion of our interview.
Yeah,
That's all your gear, but you're not sponsored.
I am not. No, not
So
for now.
if you could choose a company to be sponsored by, who would you be sponsored by?
Wow, tough question. To be honest, I think what we racers need the most are lipos in first
Mm-hmm.
place. So I would love to be sponsored by tattoo or a lipo company. But
Mm-hmm.
well, tattoo is tattoo, you know. Second place, I think uh, maybe motors or fry controllers are some stuff that sometimes burn in flames, or in case of electronics,
Yeah, they do.
or motors you smash them and they are
Mm-hmm.
no longer good for racing.
Yeah.
So I think these three things are the most that I think I break and that I could use more
Mm-hmm.
sponsorship. Yeah.
Um, something that Angela, when we spoke, she brought out is that there's really not a lot of sponsored pilots in Latin America in general. Um, how many do you know? How many can you count off the top of your head?
Oh, that I know only two.
Okay, and are they freestylers or are they racers?
The no, sorry, three. One is
Okay,
freestyler, Wara.
okay,
The other two are racers. One is Fayo and the other Daniel Villagomez.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, but if I'm not wrong, they only have one sponsor or maybe two. So
Mm-hmm.
not too many sponsors.
Yeah, I mean, it just I if a like if it were known, or maybe you can answer this question. Um, the whole idea behind a sponsorship is to influence other people
Yeah,
to buy the gear that the sponsored pilot flies. Um, do you think that if you were to get a sponsorship, or the sponsorships that the other pilots that you know of have, do you think that influences gear decisions in Latin America?
I think it can influence a lot because yeah, most of us think that if we are using the same gear that top pilots are using, we will get at least the same hardware or the same equipment capabilities that they are using, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think it definitely influences.
Um, excuse me.
Yeah,
Um, what is and you mentioned that lipos are really hard to get in Mexico specifically.
yeah.
Is there any other type of gear that's hard to get a hold of?
Well, any year you need to get, you have to buy either directly from a US dealer.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Second option, but they don't have many of the top brand products is buy from Chinese companies like
Mm-hmm.
Banggood or others, and you have to wait more for them to arrive.
Yeah.
Or there are some vendors here in Mexico, but if you are from a small town like San Luis Potosí, it's also the same because you have to pay for shipping and have to. You cannot just go to store and buy it or order and have it the next day. So
Yeah.
you have to plan a lot what you want to buy and yeah, try to buy in considerable amounts so that the shipping is not like 20 or 30% of what you order, you know.
Mm-hmm. So when you like right now, you've come through two national rate or two championships.
Yeah.
Um, how much spare gear do you have on hand? Like, how many extra motors do you have? How many extra lipos do you have? How many extra flight controllers do you have?
I think motors, I have one spare motor.
Okay.
Lipos, I have the three that I bought for the race.
Mm-hmm.
I will try to keep them like for competitions,
Mm-hmm.
and others for practicing. I have about six, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, six. But yeah, to be honest, I only have three main quads, all identical, with Floss 3 Lite, and two other quads which are Floss 3, the normal version.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but yeah, not really a batch of spare parts.
Okay.
Mhm.
Um, and if you do order, then it has to. It sounds like it has to be a big order to make shipping worth it.
Yeah, yeah, it has to. So normally I will gather with other guys from Querétaro or my friend from San Luis, and we will order together. To
Okay, so you guys all band together for a big order.
Yeah,
Okay. Um,
normally.
so here's a kind of a curveball question. But if you could spend time flying with any one pilot, whether that would be for an afternoon or whether that would be for a week, who do you think you would want to spend time flying with?
Well, definitely Min Chan Kim from Korea. Definitely.
Okay. Yeah.
I only seen him in videos,
Yeah.
and it's awesome. So
Some people
even
claim
watching,
some people claim he's a robot.
yeah,
He's not real.
yeah, yeah, it will be
What is
him.
it? What is it about Min Chan that I mean, obviously he's phenomenal and he's amazing. But like, what specifically makes you say Min Chan over somebody else?
Well, I think he has the most smooth lines and the most consistency
Mm-hmm.
among a lot of other pilots. I admire that a lot because I think if he has won so many championships, maybe I think I dare to say this, that is not because he can sometimes be the fastest one, but he's very fast and super consistent.
Mm-hmm.
So I think practice in this hobby makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
And I think, or what I have been told is that he practices a lot. So from my free time is what I want, what I try to do, practice as much as I can.
Yeah.
And I'm a little bit old. You know, the top pilots in the world are below 18 years old.
Yeah.
I'm 28 now. But yeah, I mean, in order just to have fun and keep flying, keep racing, I try to practice as much as I can.
So what are your plans for 2020?
Good question. At my company, I work for Robert Bosch.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's a plan for me to go to Germany starting February next
Mm-hmm.
year.
Mm-hmm.
I will be there for 2 years. So I actually met some of the community in MultiGP IO this year, sorry,
Mm-hmm.
and I have been in contact with them. And there are some people that fly in Nuremberg, the city where I'm moving.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of other pilots in Munich, which is not very far from there.
Mm-hmm.
So I plan to gather with these German pilots
Mm-hmm.
and learn from them, race with them. I think well, yeah. To be honest, I think there's much higher level of competition in Europe than
Mm-hmm.
in Mexico. Let's say it that way. So I'm excited about that, seeing other pilots and get the chance to learn from them and race with them.
Are you going to come back and defend your titles?
I plan to do so. I only have one home trip allowed, so I will try to match it to go, if possible, go to MultiGP at Muncie next
Mm-hmm.
year and to Mexico Nationals and Latin America.
Okay.
I will do my best. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well. So, where can people get in touch with you? Where can they find you? Do you have a YouTube channel, Instagram? Like, how do you want people to contact you if they're interested in talking to you?
I think where I try to upload most content is Instagram and Facebook.
Okay.
Uh, I would like to have more time to spend editing and uploading videos to YouTube. I have a YouTube channel. It's actually Ramon Space Grande, but it's not the
Yeah.
hip hop dancer.
It's not the hip hop dancer, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. So yeah, my
Yeah.
Instagram is Ramon dot Grande. It's very
Okay.
easy to remember.
What we'll do is we'll link all those in the description below for every video. So if
Okay.
anybody wants to get in touch with you, they can do it there.
Yeah.
Um, Thank you very much. This was really fun, really great. I a lot of people had requested that I do international interviews, and I've done a few international interviews, but most of them have been you know Europe or Australia or something like that. Getting to talk with you and Angela has really put a different spin on FPV for me, because number one, you talk about the challenge of importing lipos. I mean, for me, I just go, I click the buy button and they show up in 2 days, right? Like it's not even something that I think about.
Yeah.
And so to think that like the top racer in Mexico and the top racer in Latin America has 6 practice batteries and three race
Event.
batteries. 3 race batteries. I mean, oh, wow. Okay. Like that's, I mean, I know the top racers in the US have like just boatloads of batteries. What you guys are doing there. And I think, the way that you have to draw together as a community to make things work. I think there's a lot that the U.S. community specifically could learn from that. It's not that we're bad at community, but I mean, I'm sure you've been on the Facebook groups. You've seen people fighting. You've seen people yelling at each other. I wonder how that would change if I had to drive 2 hours to go meet up with my friends to plot out the how we're going to buy our next big batch of parts. So that we don't get crushed by the 20 to 30% shipping.
Yeah.
I think I think number one, you're an inspiration, because like to go from not even making it to the finals to the championship in 1 year is amazing.
Yeah.
But also, I think the seed that you've planted there, not only in San Luis, but also across Latin America, is pretty impressive. So I really appreciate you coming on. I've really enjoyed this. And I wish you all the best in Germany. And I personally hope you come back and crush the competition next year.
Yeah, I will do my best. I will be there, I'm sure.
So,
Uh, yeah, from my side also, I'm also very pleased to meet you at least by Skype, as you said. Otherwise, it would have been very difficult this to happen.
yeah.
Thanks for the interview. It was amazing, sharing all these memories, all these experiences, and yeah, I had a very good time.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been watching the Michael Rollins Show simply because we can't come up with a better name for it. And you've been on here with the Mexican and Latin American champion, Ramon Grande. And thank you for showing up. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.
See you. Bye.